G'day all, just give you a quick update of what's been going on. Obviously Auscision delivered their 830s. We got a gaggle of them with sound, and we made the option. So a really nice looking unit, and the headlight sort of glows up, it doesn't go bing, it glows up, and that's all pretty good. And straight out of the box, this is the sound. We just on this little fella here, press F8. There we go. And then there's a good bit of momentum in this. A little hiss. There we go, so that's on 4. It's now up to 8. A little bit of a whistle. I think I've done a good job. So what else has been going on? Well, a couple of things. I'll show you around the back. Try not to drag you too quickly around the layout. I'll just show you a few things. Now I'll set the layout so you can see right round it, or walk right round it, which is a lot handier. So it's fairly tight, it's not massively tight, but top's been done, and to mitigate against some further issues with DCC wireless systems, John's made up these little connectors for us, so there'll be a pair of them flush mounted on this side of the layout, so right there. So if you've got your handheld here, you can still see what's going on, like that, no dramas. So if I put two here, then 2 of these Pro cabs can be here, and we could have another 2 down there. So it'll go underneath the board. There's a spot here to go underneath there, and then there'll be a plug on that side, and then we'll use this flat cable like that, yeah. And that'll go to the other end, and there'll be some more plug-ins there, plug-ins for the wireless, and plug-ins for around the front. So the other thing that's been going on, if the 230's going through, is you'll see here, these are DCC concepts, okay, Cobalt SS. So it's 2-point motors, an accessory decoder, and add-ons, okay? So they just plug in with these tiny little wire hooks into the Pico point motors. That's Pico points, that's what they're designed for. They are surface mount, so they're perfect for a fiddle yard like this. They come with instructions and all those sort of good things. And I thought the interesting thing is here they've got a push button switches here, so to give you manual point control too. So that may be sort of sort out the more traditional modeler when they're operating the layout, because sometimes they're not so digitally enhanced, let's use those words, and it's easy for them to look at a control panel and press a button or see a light and big thumbs up, right? So I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do it, but this gives you the opportunity to do it, which I think is one of the rare things. I don't think I've actually seen it in any others, but yes, I read the manual. It's the reverse of what a bloke should be doing, just bang it all together and see if it works. So, and then there's the instructions of how to put the point motor on. So what I intend to do is I'm going to have to probably move that point and sort a couple of these out. There's a join issue which it's on the layout now in this area, because unlike the other parts of the house, which were decking I built with my brother, and that is dead flat. This floor is not dead flat. There's a little bit of humps in it here and there, and it causes no end of problems with the layout. I know you can shim it and all that sort of thing, which I'm going to do, which I've actually done here, down here a little bit further. I've shimmed that. Yeah, so I'll just have to, I'm going to sort those out. I want to redo those and move this point here a little bit further out, which will enable us to put another point motor in here. So everything will be automatic. So that's what I'm hoping for the next exhibition. So yeah, we move on. What else is going on here? We've got, I'm going to do a PN train, and that's what this one here is. Down here, this hasn't been weathered yet or anything like that, but I'm working on that. I've got 863 and 839, so they're also Auscision with sound. So I think these two will get a Guernsey at the next exhibition. We'll see how we go with the others. Down over here, oh, sorry for walking fast. Over here. So there's where the controller is. This is probably where I put the controller. And again, we'll put some cable plugs, and we'll stick them down here in there. And the other ones will go probably through the back here and round to the front. So we'll just walk round to the front. So we'll go and do that. So excuse the mess, this is a bit of work in progress there, but we'll get there. So we're at 30s. Righto. So the other plug that we'll do is we'll stick it in here. That'll mean we can have a controller and we can work this area here. So as Ben Gray says, "Oh, is it working?" And I said, "Yeah, but we've sort of got issues because we couldn't use the wireless system." So, but yeah, I'm really happy with that. That's really come up a treat. Okay, so the other thing is going to go here. I figure we might as well display these little fellas. So all that, and what we've got there, a little plaque, which is quite good. These arrived from Auscision. These are the Frigi boxes, the ultra modern. I got a few of those for these two ultra modern and Alice Springs. So now this brings us to our next couple of things. So because I suffer from, I usually get insomnia for some reason, and I woke up one night and I came up with this in my head, and it might look like chook scratchings to you, but as you can see here, I've got access right around the layout room here, and I sort of finally came up with an idea that Alice Springs needed to be wider than it was. It's only 2.5 feet wide, and this area here, that's 4.5 feet. So if I built the boards 4 feet wide, that would give Alice Springs a lot more area. The other thing I was toying with was having a bigger Heavitree gap. So I'd given it some thought to just have a layout of Heavitree gap. Then I came up with this sort of plan. So as you can see, there's a fiddle yard here. You come in, Adelaide. Sorry about that. And that would be going. That's Heavitree gap there. That's getting closer to scale because it is huge. and then comes around here into Alice Springs Yard. Then you've got the industrial sidings along here, which would fit sort of there. So, and if I shorten this board, it gives me 2 foot down there, and then a foot against the wall over here. Adelaide, that's enough. And then if I put another track in, 3 tracks on the inside of that, that gets the trains from Alice Springs to Darwin. So that sort of sorts all that out, which means that if I did this scenery, which would be spectacular, and put this whole thing in, I can make another board here with the whole of the gap. So put the river, the road, and the rest of the gap there, which would allow the public to look there and there, sort of take shots through both directions, which I think would be really good. And I did discuss it with Ellen, because she says, it's more of a pow type of thing, which means that I'll probably at some time build this. A town like Alice version 2, I've still got the buildings and everything else for that, so it's not the end of the world or anything like that. But that satisfied me that I've got room right around. Obviously, this would be a foot thinner than this layout is here. So yeah, that's that. Which brings us to this year's layouts, and here is probably going to be one of them, or it will be one of them. And this is a bridge off Cheakamus Canyon. Dave and Roger have been working on it. It's a BCR prototype, British Columbia Railway. And I'm really sorry for the lighting. I'll just swing around here, maybe that's better. Okay, there we go. And that's one of the bridges, which is very deep. So I'm going to build three boards for them, and they are going to be for display. So it'll be the actual Cheakamus Canyon at this point. So that's one of the layouts to be built. The next one I'll probably build for the next exhibition will be around Huddleston Curves. So it's probably the easiest thing. If I've got to build 2 layouts in a year, I probably should limit what I do. So anyway, that's my ramblings for today. I'm also going to fix the lighting with the shadow here. I think I've got an idea. 2 things. I probably have too many lights. I need a light there, and I've organised, if you have a look right at the top here, there's space there, so I can put a C in there, and that'll enable me to put a light there, and then a valance here, which should help the lighting out. So you'll see that at the next exhibition. Yeah, so sorry about the long ramblings, but there you go. There's Murray River Bridge in all its semi-glory. And yeah, have a good one. Thanks.